back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I have a tutorial based on this wee makeup look here. As I mentioned before on my Snapchat, I have been dying to do something creative recently, and as you can see I have like purple in my hair at the moment, so I definitely wanted to do something creative whenever I have like my purple hair in, so I was like yes, definitely. But yeah, I came up with this wee makeup look here, definitely appropriate for like festivals, even just for like something, if you want to do something colourful you could obviously just ditch this sort of like things here and you can just keep the eyes. But I love this makeup look so much, and I will have all the products and stuff linked down below in the description if you're interested. I love you guys and I will see you soon. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my Newlook Refresh and Prep Skin Energizing Spray. This is like a little prep spray. I've been loving this recently, and I think Newlook have their 3 for 2 offer still on at the moment, so you're able to get like 3 of these for the price of 2. So I just take this and spread it all over my face. So for this look, I want my skin to be really kind of glowy and really healthy looking. So I'm going to be taking my Skin Whoa Tan Liquid Glow Instant Glow, and this is like a liquid illuminator sort of thing. And I'm just going to take a couple of pumps of this and just apply this all over my face. I love this, it's so good, and it kind of gives your skin like a tacky base, so then whenever you do apply your foundation onto it, it kind of sticks really nicely to it. So it acts as like a really good primer as well. So for my foundation today, I'm going to be using my Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. I got this yesterday and I've tried it one time. I actually used it last night whenever I went out and I loved it. I feel like it gave my skin just a gorgeous flawless finish, and it lasted all night long, and it's awesome coverage. I got mine in the shade Golden Tan, and this is quite of a dark shade, and I know I'm going to get loads of comments saying like, oh my god, your foundation's far too dark, but look how dark my neck is. And then whenever all the look comes together at the end, it does look a little bit more decent looking. So this is a darker shade. I have the shade Golden Tan. As you can see, it does match my neck, so whenever I first put it on it will look quite dark, but then whenever I have it blended in it'll look fine. So I literally put like 3 stripes on my cheeks. Last night I put on way too much and I realised that I did not need that much at all. So I literally just go around like the perimeter of my face like that. And it's really moisturising, this foundation, but I feel like for oily skin it would be a little bit too moisturising. So I feel like this would work better with more kind of dry to normal skins. And then to blend it out, I've been using the Morphe 439 brush. So because this is going to be sort of more of like on the creative makeup side, I want to make my skin as flawless and as high coverage as it can be, just so I have like a nice blank canvas to apply like all the glitters and stuff. So for my concealer, I'm going to be taking my Urban Decay Naked Skin in Light Warm, and I just apply this under my eyes just for some extra coverage. Chin just to highlight, a little bit in my nose, and a little bit on the center of my forehead. And then again, I'm just going to take my Morphe brush and just blend this out. I've been loving this brush recently just for blending everything out. It's so quick, and I literally just kind of press it right into my skin, and that's how I feel like my makeup lasts forever, because I see some people doing their makeup and they're sort of just constantly like swiping on their skin, so they're kind of skimming over their pores. Whereas if you're wanting to make your makeup last all night long, you're obviously wanting to press it as far like deep into your skin as possible. And I know that sounds quite bad, but I mean, if you're wanting to have your makeup on all night, you're gonna have to sacrifice. Because the Hourglass foundation is a creamy based foundation, everything literally like liquid or creams just blend absolutely flawless into it. Like look how flawless my skin looks right now, and I barely even applied that much of the foundation. It just shows you how little you actually need of it. So to set my entire skin, I've been using the Airspun powder. I got this off Amazon, and I have the translucent extra coverage one. There's like a normal translucent one as well, but I just got this one just because I like the extra coverage it gives. I literally just take some on my brush. Normally I would bake with this, but today I'm just gonna lightly just sort of set my under eyes because I don't want to make it too cakey looking, because there is going to be a lot going on my face today. So I literally just take my little brush and just set that under my eyes, and as you can see, it just makes everything look so smooth and gorgeous. I absolutely love this powder, and it literally only cost me like £12 or something, and you get so much, it'll last forever. And I'm also going to take whatever's left just on my little brush and just set my eyelids as well, just so that whenever we do go apply our eyeshadow, it'll just blend really smoothly. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera, because I did recently just upload a updated eyebrow routine, so I will leave that in the description box below if you're interested in seeing that, because I want this video not to be too long and I want to include all the more kind of important parts of the video, because I've done my eyebrows a million times on camera. So if you want to see how I do my eyebrows, I will leave it down below in the description. But yeah. So the first colour that I'm going to go for, I'm actually going to mix these 2 shades here from the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette in the Brights version. It has like all these different bright colours. With this colour, I'm going to take it right into the inner corner. Normally I would just kind of keep my transition colour more based on the kind of center and outer portion, but I want to sort of keep it right in the center area here too and keep it quite high up to my brow. And then with the outer portion, I want to sort of bring it out towards my eyebrow. And you always want to have a clean sort of blending brush at hand as well, just to make sure that all your edges and stuff are really seamless. Now what I'm going to do is take this wee shade here, also from this NYX palette. It's coming up a little bit more washed out on camera than it is in person, but it's like a really nice sort of like violet purple shade, and this is going to be my base for like a darker purple. So you want to work in stages. You want to kind of build up with your lighter shades and then work in with your darks, because you don't want to go with something too dark straight away and then wrecking the entire look. So you want to sort of build up with your paler colors first and then apply your darker shades on top. So again, with this, what I'm going to do is sort of bring it right round, going through my crease again, and also kind of keeping it in that inner corner, but you don't want to bring it above the orangey shade because you want to kind of still see that peeping through. With this shade, I want to kind of build this up into the inner corner, and then again, whatever's left on the brush, I like to take sort of onto my fluffy brush like this, and then just sort of wing it like that. And don't worry if you get any fallout on the lower lash line, because we can fix that at the very end. But again, you want to keep all this nice and blended, and then just tap off whatever's left in the brush. And then I'm going to go with this Makeup Atelier palette and take this middle shade here. It's just a little bit more of a darker purple color, and I'm taking this right on the tip of the brush, and I'm using this to sort of intensify that inner corner. I don't want to make it too intense and too dark, because then it can sort of look a little bit like Halloweenish, because if you apply too much dark in the inner corner, it can look a little bit weird. So I'm just going to kind of run my brush back and forth in this area and just sort of make it a little bit more smoky looking. And then again, go with your little blending brush and just make sure there's no harsh edges or anything like that. So now that I have that done, I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer, and I'm going to use this as a base for the green eyeshadow that I want to put down, because I want it to really pop. So what I'm going to do is just apply a little bit of this right on my center of my eyelid here. So I'm applying that right like that, and don't worry if there's any harsh edges, because you can go in and just blend that out afterwards. So just to give a nice clean base, and then what you want to do is just take your brush again and just clean off any excess product that's left, and then use this to sort of diffuse out those little edges. Now what I'm going to do is take this shade here from Kiko. It's the High Pigment Eyeshadow in 86, and I'm taking this on a little pencil brush. This is going to be our first initial base sort of shade. It's kind of like it kind of has a slight shimmer to it, but it's more so on the matte side. So what I'm going to do with this is just put this right on top of where I applied the concealer. And I'm really pressing this in because I want this to be as pigmented as possible. Then what you want to do is go back in with those purple shades we used at the start in the inner corner. I'm going to take a mix between the darker and the lighter purple, and just reapply that in the inner corner and use that to sort of blend the two shades together. And then for the outer corner, I was thinking of doing, I don't know what shade to do in the outer corner, perhaps a darker sort of purple. So what I'm going to do is take this colour here from Inglot. I'm not too sure the shade name of it, but I will leave it down below. I'm going to take a little bit of this onto my brush and mix it with a little bit of the purple from the Makeup Atelier palette, and then apply this to the outer corner. So what I'm going to do is just sort of press this into my outer corner, and then as you go, take your little fluffy brush and just blend out that. For the glitter on the centre of my lids, I'm going to take a mix between these two, kind of keep more of the paler one, do about 2 wee dashes of this and 1 wee dash of this, because I want this to overpower. I still want to kind of see the paler colour. And these are just glitters from my local craft store, and they are absolutely amazing to use on the eyes. So I'm going to mix this up and then apply this to the centres. So I'm putting the green glitter down with the bigger chunks of glitter down first, and then I'm going to go in with the paler one on top. So now that's the glitter done, I'm just going to take my foundation brush and just wipe away any excess glitter. So now that's the glitter done on my top lash line, I'm going to go ahead and work on the bottom. So I'm going to take this shade here from Inglot. It's just like a really nice kind of orangey shade just for the lower lash line. And with this, what I'm going to do is just really smoke this quite low underneath my eye. And what I'm going to do now is take this Tarte Clay Pot in Unicorn Kisses, and it's like a really pale blue colour. And what I'm going to do is smudge this along my lower lash line, and this is going to act as a base for the other shadow that we're going to be applying. So I'm just going to take that on a little sort of smudgy brush, and then just sort of look up and then just place this underneath my eye. And then whenever you have that done, you want to go in with a blue colour. This one is just from Inglot again, and I'm taking this and just placing this right on top of where I placed the blue liner. I'm really buffing that out, and then what I'm doing is taking my little fluffy brush again and then using this to blend out the edges into that lovely orange colour. And then whenever you've that done, I'm going to take a little bit of concealer on my finger and just place this right into my inner corner, and that's just going to kind of brighten up our inner corner for us again. I'm going to go in with this shade here from Topshop. This is one of their iridescent eyeshadows in the shade Holograph, and I'm just taking it on a little brush and I'm placing this right into my inner corner. As you can see, that just makes that really pop. What I'm going to do is go ahead and do my other eye just with all this stuff, and then I'll be back in a wee second. So now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and apply just some mascara to my top and lower lashes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bronze up and blush and sort of highlight the rest of my face before I do any kind of detail work. I'm taking my Smashbox bronzer. It's just really good for contouring. Then just to add more kind of colour to my face and warmth, I'm just applying the Dark Chocolate Soleil bronzer from TooFaced. So for my highlight today, what I'm going to do is take my Moonchild Glow Kit, and I'm going to take the shade Blue Ice just because that's sort of similar to the colour that I have in the inner corner, and I'm also going to sort of mix that with Pink Heart too. So what I'm going to do is place this right along the tops of my cheekbones, as you can see, just right here. And I'm going to kind of drag it around into like a C shape, and then I'm also going to place some of this on the centre, kind of along my nose, and then also on my cupid's bow. And then I also like to take some and apply it right in the centre of my forehead. I don't know, I just love doing this on creative looks just because it gives me a little bit more of like a glow. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and reapply this because I want this to be as glowy as possible. So I have a couple of UV paints here that I really want to do a couple of little dots with. So I'm literally just going to take a couple of these wee dots and just apply these just kind of around my eyes and stuff. I also have these small little crystal things that I also want to add on just for some added detail. I'm going to apply them just, I think I'm going to apply a few like in amongst this and then just one on the top here. So now what I'm going to do is move on to my lips. I think I'm just going to do like a nude, a peachy, nudie colour, just because look at the colour of my face. I don't want to add any more colour to it at all. So I'm going to line my lips first of all with the Essence lip liner in the shade In the Nude. I'm going to use a little bit of MAC's lipstick in Creme Cup. And then over top of that, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lip gloss in the style Undressed. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and apply some eyelashes, and then I will be back to show you the final result. Yeah. So guys, this is the entire finished look. I really hope you enjoyed it. This video is probably going to be a million minutes long, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you want me to do any more sort of creative makeup looks like this, and I have some things coming in the mail too that I would like to use in a video, and if there's any other sort of like colours or anything you'd like me to use, let me know down below, or even comment on my Instagram and Snapchat me. I will have everything down below anyway. But yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!